Hi Sugarscape, it's Olly Murs here. I am here to answer your questions.
Hey, do you really wear your heart on your sleeve? How emotional are you?
I really do wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a very emotional guy. If I like someone, I tell them. If I don't like something, I'll tell them. If they've done something to annoy me, I'll tell them. I'm very, very honest. I'm very, very to the point. And, I am a very emotional guy. So, definitely 110% wear my heart on my sleeve.
Are you quite romantic in relationships?
I'm very romantic in my relationships. I feel that, there's certain things that guys should do in relationships. It's always the little things, very the simple things, like instead of turning around and just saying, yeah, love you, babe, love you, yeah, love you. It's not really about that. You always go on the Ronan Keating song, where you say it best when you say nothing at all. So it's actually better to do something physical, whether by a gift, a thought, or actually kissing that person or making them feel special. That's kind of the thing. That's how I look at it. So if I take a girl on a date, simple things, being a gentleman, walking her in, opening the doors for her, and always telling a girl how gorgeous she is when you first meet her. That's always a key.
So if you do fancy somebody, will you go for it, or are you too shy?
Well, if I fancy someone, I can sometimes be shy. I don't know. It depends. Or do I go for it? I mean, if I like someone very, very much, then I find it very, very hard. So then I become very, very shy. If I just find attracted to them, and maybe I'm just going to get a kiss off them or something, have a bit of a night and a few drinks, then maybe I'll be more confident to go and say hello and go, oh, how you doing? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It depends really how you feel on the night. Sometimes, like everyone, have a few drinks, you become more confident. Sometimes if you don't have a few drinks, you can be really, really shy. So it all depends on how the night's going, how confident you are, how in much of a good mood you are. Sometimes you can be in the worst mood and you just don't feel up for it. But it just doesn't matter. Sometimes it all depends on how you're feeling at the time. But sometimes I can be really shy and sometimes I can be really confident.
Have you ever dumped somebody in a really horrible way, or been dumped in a really horrible way?
I've been dumped in a very, very horrible way, and I wouldn't say I've dumped someone before, and it's not a very pleasant experience. And there's no easy way of doing it really. I've always felt that the best way to do it is over the phone. And sometimes when you really, really like someone, but you have to sort of dump them because you feel that it's best for you in your career or where you're going. Sometimes you're sort of trying to dump them on the phone, but you can't really do it because you still really like that person, but you just can't see having a relationship is the best thing. So that was kind of where I was last year, around about February time. It was very, very difficult for me to do it, and I felt really horrible about it. And like I say, I've been dumped many, many times, and it really hurts your heart, and it breaks your heart. But I always feel that sometimes things happen for a reason, and if it's meant to be, then it will meant to be, and it will happen again in the future.
Who are your celebrity crushes?
My celebrity crushes. I've got a few that I really, really like. I really, really like Megan Fox, of course. Who doesn't? I really, really like Kate Beckinsale. I think she's gorgeous. I really like. I really like Kelly Brook. I've always thought she's really, really attractive. I think, of course, Cheryl always has to pop in the list for every male in this country, so you have to say Cheryl. I think there's quite a few. Eliza Doolittle's very good looking. Pixie Lott's very good looking. The Saturdays. There's many.
Tell us about your first snog.
My first snog. I remember it. It was when I was, we're going back 13. Or maybe it was 13, 14. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I was 12. Again, I haven't got a clue. But I always remember it was with this girl, and she was quite tall and blonde, and she was good looking. But I was really, really small, so we looked like Peter Crouch and Jermaine Defoe. It was like this. But I managed to. We was hanging around the back of this power station thing, and the power thing was in the middle, and there was a fence around it. And my brother and his girlfriend were one side of the fence. My best mate and his girlfriend was on the other side of the fence, and I was on the other side of the fence. And we had a bit of a kiss and a bit of a snog. So, yeah.
What do you think of One Direction?
I've got to say, actually,
Go on.
I'm hoping that I'm a better kisser than what I was back then. Because I remember it being really nerve-wracking and really I'm not very good at this. But I think I'm better now.
We'll ask around.
One Direction. One Direction. I love the guys. Love the lads. I went to the JLS concert with them a few months ago and met him on the X Factor a few times. They're great lads. I've got Harry's BBM. Me and Harry BBM each other. He's a great lad. They're funny. They're up for a laugh. They're young. They're cheeky. They remind me of what I was like when I was 16, 17. They're great lads. Love them.
Aidan Grimshaw has said that Harry Styles used to run around with his cock out all the time in the X Factor house.
That's the same as Harry. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Harry running around the X Factor house with his piece hanging out. Very much the same as me. I think that was kind of what I was like on the X Factor last year as well. I remember Stacey having a go at me one day for me walking around with a little bow tie on my neck and wearing a pair of pants, and I was like, wee. And I used to always do my little elephant impression by undoing my zip and pulling out my pockets of my jeans.
And getting your trunk out.
And being a bit rude. But yeah, Harry's a good lad. You know, he's a really good funny lad, and he's up for a laugh, which is good. So he doesn't take himself very seriously, which is I think is a really good. I think it's a really good thing in someone. I can't remember if that's the right way to say it, but I think it's something that I'm the same. I don't take myself very seriously, so I don't mind taking the sort of mick out of myself and having a laugh. So.
Do all boys run around with their little ollies out all the time, or is that just a X Factor thing?
I think most men run around with their, in their pants and have a laugh. I think it depends on how confident you are and how shy you are, or if you're quite confident in your manhood, then you'll be quite comfortable to run around in your pants. Some people aren't very comfortable in doing that, so they don't feel they want to do that. So it all depends on the person, the character, really. I'm quite confident about running around in my pants.
It's good to know. Right, Tuffy now.
Yeah.
I know you're good friends with JLS. Obviously, you like mates with Harry Styles. If you could only if there was like time limit, world was going to end, you have to choose that kind of thing. And you have to collaborate with JLS or One Direction. Bum, bum, bum. Which one do you
If
choose?
the world was coming to an end and I had to collaborate with one act, and you're saying between One Direction and JLS, I'm sorry, One Direction, but I have to go with JLS. Purely because I'm with the same record label as them, and, I've known them longer, so I'd have to go with the JLS guys. And they are great lads as well, you can't deny. It's a tough choice. The One Direction guys are brilliant, and the JLS guys are brilliant as well. So it's a tough choice to put me through. Hopefully One Direction guys don't get offended by that. But I have to pick the JLS guys, I'm afraid.
Sure,
So it's going to be the last question.
Okay, cool. Who was the last person who saw you naked?
The last person to see me naked was Lorraine Kelly on the Desert Trek. She saw me naked, well, pretty much naked. I just had my boxer shorts on in the morning in my tent. I think the whole crew on the Desert Trek saw me naked, but Lorraine Kelly did, and she was like, "Oh my god!" So yeah, it was fun.
Cool. All right, we'll wrap it up there then.